Shop's Basement, hosted by John Quennell, Danny McDevitt, Val Heffelfinger. I'm Dicky, and it's Grim After Dark.
Good evening, Internet. Welcome to Grim After Dark, Warhammer 40,000's only late night show. For some reason, I'm your host tonight, Val Heffelfinger, filling in for the irascible John, who has a last name that I'm blanking on for some reason. But that's fine. That's fine. That's just a little taste for the of the incredibly competent hosting that you're about to see here, folks. You see, because John, although he's not here, he's with us in spirit. He's provided us breadcrumbs to his sense of humor, known as a PowerPoint presentation with no notes. So we're going to have a lot of jokes that John understands. We don't. Maybe you will. Probably not. But we're going to see how it goes. So in order to kick things off, though, we're going to bring on the rest of the squad. Of course, with us playing some musical chairs, we're shifting around a little bit. I'm going to introduce the full takeover now. This is a pirate episode. Shout out Chapter Tactics. Back in the day, the best episodes, pirate episodes. Do I have the button? Yeah, it's a pirate episode. We're firing up on all cylinders. Everybody, my co-host for you tonight, Tech Priest Dicky.
Boom!
Boom! Nice transition, real abrupt, jarring even. How are you?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
Apparently, I'm fired up. Feeling good?
You're
I'm a little
fired up.
nervous. I'm a little nervous, actually. You know what, Dicky? I'm a little bit nervous.
Why?
How are you? You're there.
Yeah.
Well, flying without a net here. I mean, John literally does everything.
He does a lot of the show, yeah.
Okay, not literally. You do the like technical side of things, but I don't know why I'm here most of the time. Yeah. I mean, it's a 50-50 relationship of which I am neither half.
It's true, yeah.
So, thanks for all that.
I'm here to support you, BK. Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good. Let's bring in the usually co-host, but not tonight, Bucko. He's in the Heffel seat. He's in the Heffel chamber.
Yeah.
2 in the clip. Mm-hmm. It's Danny. Boom, abrupt
transition. Just 2.
Those are
just 2.
Real hard cuts. Yeah.
1 in the chamber, 2 in the clip. Boys, how are you tonight?
Val, it's finals week. I'm here.
Finals week. Finally, eh? Finally. I can't believe you're taking time out of your day to be here. That's actually
that's how important you guys are all to me.
Oh, I appreciate that very much.
Nice.
It's nice.
That's really nice.
It's getting like a little palate cleanse. Like we're like the sorbet of your activities. You know, just really cleanse your brain.
What?
Yeah, great. Something not as good as ice cream. That is exactly correct.
That's right.
Like a B tier dessert. I'm here for it though.
You did it. Nice.
I mean, certainly.
Sorbet's good though. I mean, I like sorbet.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I'm having it, I'm thinking, why isn't this ice cream? Am I wrong? Does anyone disagree with that take on sorbet? No, I didn't think so.
Yeah. The sherbet of 40K shows. Great.
Sherbet.
Oh boy.
Also, is it sherbet or is it sorbet?
Sherbet.
I like sherbet.
Shout out. Look, neither here nor there, because in the 41st millennium, they certainly don't have desserts.
No, they don't.
They have it, but it's only corpse starch flavor.
They have gruel. Yeah.
It's actually only like fake blood. It's just like that corn syrup fake blood. That's all that is.
It's just a bowl of fake blood caps. That's actually the dessert.
Delightful.
Delicious.
Oh, interesting.
On a stack of flapjacks. Let's do it. Gentlemen, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there was a sensation that swept the nation of the United Kingdom. And no, I'm not talking about the coronation of King Charles III.
Oh.
No.
Boring.
We're too boring. We're talking about Warhammer Fest, guys.
Yeah.
Warhammer Fest. And actually, John, as it happens, went to the United Kingdom so that he could definitely not go to Warhammer Fest. I think he showed up like 2 days after.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a joke. He tried to get in and they just said no.
Yeah, it was like hard no. So your name's on the list? VIP list? You sure?
It definitely wasn't.
It's okay. They did not have a list.
I heard they had a long line to get food, though.
They didn't, maybe in a long line to get food, but they sure as shit did not remember how to like find the right printer to print the list. So that would probably, a couple wrinkles in their plans. But nonetheless, some very, very, I don't know if they were hyped, but they were definitely self-hyped things germane to particularly this particular combination of the show's hosts. That's right.
Yep.
We had the first official Warhammer: The Old World preview content. They haven't actually done a preview content. How hyped were you for this, Tech Priest Dicky?
Super hyped. So hyped, in fact, I dress like this.
And I was probably segueing there to set the joke up a little bit differently. But again, like we should remind people, we don't actually know what these jokes are
for. We have no idea.
But apparently, we're all getting gussied up. We're getting gussied up because big warning here, guys. We got actual discussion of the game of Warhammer ahead. Caught you with your pants down, Dicky.
You got me right with my pants down.
Boom,
yeah.
Bam.
Wow.
There we go.
We're not pumping any. All gas, no brakes. Because I think the next one, Danny, could you please explain Hans Moleman for the audience?
Well, Hans Moleman was a character from the animated series The Simpsons. He's portrayed as an extremely old man, maybe the oldest man in Springfield. Hard to say.
Montgomery Burns probably always giving him a run for his money.
Yeah, oh, for sure. They were probably classmates.
Mm-hmm.
In this meme, it says, "Today, part 4 of our series on the agonizing pain in which I live with every day." So this is kind of a reference to how hype we all are about the old world, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Danny, what were you, and like before there was any reveals done, this again Sunday, 2 p.m. GMT, we had our first official Warhammer: The Old World, a preview reveal. What kind of vibes were you getting? What do you think you were going to see? What were you anticipating?
Well, I was asleep, Val.
Uh-huh.
It was very early in the morning, so I decided that I would much rather sleep. It came out at 6 a.m., but man, was I ready to hear the news. And I got to see a couple models.
But what do you like? Come on, like before you went to bed, they were like there must have been sugar plums dancing in your sweet head.
Oh my god! I was hoping
what do you think you were
a
going to
new
wake
model
up
for every faction, maybe a preview of the starter box.
Yeah.
If said thing exists.
Yep.
And then
reference Hans Moleman.
Yeah. So that was those were my heady wishes.
Dicky, did you have was there something you were like, oh yeah, for sure we're gonna get to see? Oof.
Yeah,
because you actually we set up a little date. Me and the Tech Priest.
I figured there was
conference call.
There was starter box. Like we were gonna see the box. We were gonna see like multiple new models. Like many new models.
We did get multiple. We did indeed get multiple new models. That's for sure. Yeah, it was multiples.
Yeah.
So I also was thinking, maybe we get to see a starter box. In fact, that's obviously what I immediately went to. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get to see the starter here.
Yeah.
Danny made a reference to the fact that there is, in fact, no starter box currently planned for Old World, but that's actually semantics. It was just corporate speak jargon. Eddie Eccles clarified that later. We'll get to it.
Okay.
But I realized that that was probably asking for a bit much from a first reveal. Like GW likes to dribble this stuff out, even if it's an entire game world and system. That's it. So why don't we stop beating around the tomb and dive right into the bush here?
Okay.
What do we get?
A Tomb King.
Well, that's a model. Maybe a miniature. It's hard to tell without something for scale, though.
Well, we know that base
millimeter.
Actually, we know that base is 25 millimeters wide.
Do we?
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Could be 30 mils.
It could be,
or maybe
30s,
35 millimeters. Who knows?
Your old Tomb Kings were mostly 20s. We're getting in the weeds here, guys.
Oh,
how did this guy strike you? How did he hit you?
If I'm being honest, I didn't. This model was fine. It wasn't anything special. It's a Tomb King. I like he's pointing and he doesn't have a great weapon, which is kind of nice. But other than that, it's pretty plain.
He is pointing, and one of the main things about this model that I thought was just such a wonderful callback to a something that won't die. is the fact that it's made out of resin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is not a plastic kit. This is a resin model.
It's like a lot of the Heresy models and Necromunda models and all the other Specialist game stuff. So that I don't know.
Is that because they're easier to produce? Is that the reason that we have resin models?
It's cheap.
Oh, okay.
Comparatively.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you see like any of the sort of smaller time, producers like the sort of garage producers of stuff. Well, I don't know if they are in garages. Cromlech's probably bigger than that, but they would usually produce like resin bits and stuff. So I would assume, that the resin production process is more like attuned to smaller batches and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, like the overhead on, from my understanding, the overhead on plastic models is a lot to make a new sprue or something. So
startup cost.
I'm sure that, especially for a single model, right? That you're probably only going to buy one of for your army, even if you have this army. Whereas a plastic kit, you'll buy multiple copies of it. So I think it's just a lot harder to recoup costs on this stuff. Yeah,
I would think that there's a spreadsheet somewhere that determines they have to sell X amount to recoup the tooling costs for a plastic kit. It hasn't stopped them from pumping out Necromunda gangs and Blood Bowl teams and Horus Heresy stuff. So maybe a little interesting that the first things that they reveal are Forge World resin, because you're right. Like, I mean, there's lots of incredible Blood Bowl characters that have come out that are like all resin sculpts. Nothing wrong fundamentally with resin. Also in this reveal, they talked about the fact that the old world will be supported by plastic resin and metal kit.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
Good times, everybody. Can we go back to Hans Moleman for 1 second? Just, there we go. Mm-hmm. That's anticipating the old world right there. I'm seeing where John was going with that bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to. So there was a second half to this reveal. What was it, Dicky?
Boom. This guy's
blammo.
This guy's so nice.
He's really cool.
What's the deal with models orcs with like swords in their head though? Is that like is that like a thing?
It is in fact it is a core part of the GW design aesthetic. We've seen more than one of these, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like the Templar guy had it.
There's one.
I think this just proves it. Games Workshop is racist against orcs.
Yeah.
I feel like that's got to be the case.
Must be. But regardless, this guy.
Here's your new orc model, boys.
So they did say that he's a paladin.
Mm-hmm.
So that means character model. I was really hoping for foot questing knights, but you never know. Maybe we could get one. I don't.
So this is okay. This is like where my like little speculation brain. Although every time I've speculated at this point, I'm starting to become more and more soul crushingly wrong every time I make a guess.
Yeah,
perfect.
But this one though, that looks to me like a questing knight on foot.
Yeah,
and it's, in my opinion, depending on how great weapons work in the new version of this, I assume it'll be similar to how great weapons have always worked, which is they always strike last. And if the point of cavalry is getting in there and hitting first, having those guys on horseback don't make a lot of sense.
Nope.
So perhaps the foot knights will be questing knights.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
this guy has two swords.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a big sheath though, doesn't he?
Giant.
Yeah, he's got a big sheath on his back, and then he's got right on his hip there. You can see the other sword, and then you can see the corner of his shield.
Actually, he's got a dagger. This guy's fucking loaded up.
Yeah.
Like this guy's
got
strapped.
Is that a lantern with candles poking out there?
Could be multi candles.
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks like maybe smoke. Hard to tell actually.
Yeah, it is hard to tell. But
like
this guy's really
nice.
nice.
Oh no, they are candles. You're right.
Yeah.
There was a reverse of this guy, right? Like on the actual reveal, I think.
He has an alternate head as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Makes you wonder about that Toon Kang. Maybe old TK up there's got a secondary head.
So I was really hoping that they would show Cetra off as the Tomb King. I know.
So I mean, in fairness to Games Workshop, I think this is maybe the first time I've really been hyped and like given a shit about a reveal in a while. But like when they do a first reveal, it's rarely much stuff. Like we just saw after how many months of teasing, the like full reveal of the 10th edition set, right? Which we'll get to. So like it's kind of unfair to. I think the expectations were just too high because they've been dribbling out everything else. So
it's been at least a whole month since we've heard about that. So it's really good that we got that. And it hasn't been several years since we've seen models, and this is the first models.
Well, we did see old models.
Yeah, it's interesting. And do we have the transcript of the Q&As and anywhere in our slideshow? Because that's where, maybe I'll dive into that more with on Square Based on Thursday in its proper format. But yeah, I guess outside of, so we had the Bretonnian, we got the Tomb King, Danny, Tech Free Dicky, level of enthusiasm for the old world, higher, lower, or the same after this reveal. That's not good. That was a bad.
Well,
there some bad mouth sounds.
When I heard metal, I believe I texted you metal right afterwards, and I was not looking forward to metal again. So yeah, I think I'm as excited. This night really helped, to be totally honest, because Bretonnians are my jam. So yeah, I was excited. The Tomb King less so, but maybe he's not my bag. So I don't know. Yeah.
Can I tell you what I think?
I would love to hear.
Super disappointed.
Yes.
And here's why.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not only do these models not have a particular I'm not super excited about these because I don't own these factions anymore and I don't really plan on playing them. So the models are cool and all that, tons of detail. But I didn't get any reveals for models that I care about. So which would be elves or vampires or something like that. Furthermore, they kind of elucidated where they're going to start with army books and stuff like that, and it's going to be focused on the old world itself. So, the stuff that I am I have 5 armies that I would play at the drop of a hat.
Yeah,
which are lizard men, all 3 elves and vampire counts. And so far it looks like I'll probably be playing vampire counts because they are an old world one, but we don't know when that's coming out. We have no idea.
I'd say the only ones out of that group that you just rattled off that are borderline would be dark elves and lizardmen. Those are new world factions, but
for sure
high elves and wood elves certainly are.
I mean, they're old world, but I don't have a lot of faith that they're going to get released right away because they always save wood elves for last.
If you got a wood elf lasting for longer than 6 fucking years of development, see a doctor. Yeah, I mean, so there was this Reddit. Diggy, where's my desk? Where's the set? We should go back to the set. There we go. Nice. There was an old world development Q&A session. So the afterwards, and then the Reddit, someone paraphrased it and threw it up on Reddit. This is where the no starter set thing comes from as well, which was them, I think, being very particular in their jargon. So there is going to be a starter box, but it'll probably be a FOMO box. So whatever the release or launch minis are, probably Tomb Kings versus Bretonnians, plus a rule book, kind of like the way the Horse Heresy starter box was, where it's just more stuff in a book rather than a bunch of markers and dice and shit. But immediately butthurt over that because fucking whippy sticks, man. Being able to get some red whippy sticks. I mean, I think that's a key element of this release, and they're suggesting that maybe no whippy sticks.
Huge mistake.
So you don't have the transcript. I do remember them saying that day 1 you'll be able to play with all the armies.
Yes,
I do remember. That.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm re-excited.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So to clarify that one, everything will be basically 8th edition will have an index form for the old world.
Yeah.
Which also says to me that stuff that isn't old world appropriate, a lot of the various war machines and stuff that maybe exist after the old world, after this era that this game will be set in, will have rules that work with the new system. But it's the army books that are being released is what they basically said is what the focus is. So that'll be the factions of the old world.
Okay. Now, this is kind of that's all really, really good news. But what about I guess never mind. Answer my question. I'm going to shut up. Go ahead.
What about? No, please lay it on.
No, I'm good. So,
okay then. All right.
That's really great that we'll have like some indexes or whatever. Oh, one thing I am worried about though is like with Heresy, they said that indexes for a lot of the factions were going to come out pretty quickly. But we relatively recently just got the demons like index for Heresy.
Yeah.
And they said that was coming out in October, and it just came out in like I think it came out in March.
Well, that's tricky.
Which is a pretty long delay.
Yeah.
So hopefully at launch that'll be true.
You know, and that's why I'm just so excited for the old world. And I have to go back always to the things that I used to say, which is that, you know, they can't kill what's already dead, you know?
That's right.
And
yeah.
I love my 8th edition fucking bullshit. You gotta know that our brother in arms, Mr. Mathiasen will have a Warhammer the Old World Armies project
probably
up and running immediately to cover, you know, the gaps that the GW leaves.
Yeah.
So
I love me some lap.
Yeah, why don't we move this along to other jokes that we don't understand from John?
Yeah.
It looks like you know, like the response from the event itself, like, so getting back to Warhammer Fest as a convention, you know, from an outsider's perspective seems to, you know, kind of be based on trying to really capture the vibe and experience of a spouse accompanying someone to a Warhammer tournament. So basically just a lot of waiting around, for things to end so that you can do something.
Pretty much.
Unless it's LVO, and then you can take a really long dinner break.
So yeah, getting back to our slideshow here, we've got 4 different lines to queue in at the fest, all well marked in front of the venue. Apparently, single day ticket holders entry begins at 10 a.m. Versus the 3-day ticket holders who were allowed to come in at 8 a.m. And I believe the reveal started at 9 a.m.
Oh no!
Wow. So that was a bit of a bummer for some people, you know, but whatever, you know, not like I actually considered flying to Manchester, but I would have been in that VIP line for sure.
Well,
we all know.
Well,
Mike, Brant, remember? Hey, Mike, hi, it's me. What? No,
Old Val.
Yeah. Send that guy to the back of the line.
Oh no, he probably just didn't see me, guys. He just missed me.
I got this, guys. I'll get us in.
So like some other things that were going down was like, okay, well, first of all, there was like tens of thousands of tickets sold. Well, certainly more than 10, I think at least 15 tickets sold. 15,000 tickets sold for the weekend, making it probably, you know, by admission standards, the largest Warhammer event of all times.
It was a fest.
By a good margin, a full-blown fest. It was held in Manchester at a cool, I guess, old train station type, like convention hall venue type thing. And had some like big features, one of which was playing was playing the new edition.
That's right.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. That's pretty hype. New editions are cool.
He's asking us to expound on said information.
Or go to the next slide, which is
Boom.
about...
Boom.
So here's Beaky Cheese commenting there were 5 tables where visitors could play a demo of the game. And further information on this. So there's 5 demo tables of which you were allowed to play one turn of 10th edition.
Yeah. A whole turn.
And again, 15,000 attendees, 5 tables. And also it was 2-on-2, so there was 4 people playing in each little demo game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, pretty not bad. I'm sure that line moved pretty quickly.
The queues would have been quite long, I would imagine, for that event. Yeah.
So here's a question: is it like a theme park ride? Do they like group you by the group you're in, and then try and fit you on a table, and then like get stragglers, or how does that work exactly?
You probably just queued up. I mean, this was the UK, so I mean, these are advanced level line waiting people. This is an advanced
True.
level of line waiting culture. Like these people could.
They have a high tolerance for line waiting.
As a matter of fact, it's like I think that's probably part of like anyone who like any negative reviews you might be hearing might just be not culturally in tune with the experience and expectations of a UK event attendee. They're probably showing up to wait in lines.
Oh God. That sounds awful.
That's weird because I saw Rob Symes complaining about the lines, and he's from the UK.
That guy was on fucking comp tickets, man. Like, come on.
Those are free tickets. He's got to stand in queue.
Free tickets. Come on.
Did you see in chat what the Golden Throne tickets had on them for free? Like, or not free, but like what you paid for?
$1,000 ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. You got a lot of stuff, no?
Did you get a Titan? No, was that not a Titan?
4 Primarchs,
Oh.
all the codexes for 10th edition when they come out, a $250 voucher.
Wow.
That's and a ton of other like stuff that they like, had to liquidate because of the poo flood they had.
What?
Do you remember when Warhammer World like literally flooded with sewage like earlier last year? Poor guys, man. No, that stuff was all thrown away because someone dumpster dove and saw all the stuff. It was hilarious. Also awful. I'm glad it all worked out. So yeah, I don't know. Like, do you guys have sympathy for that? I'm just trying to think of any fair comparisons of like convention. Like I've been to like Toronto's like comic convention, and like there's really not a bunch. There's not a lot to do there really, other than like walk around and see like weirdos who are weird like you are, and then like.
Yeah.
And like at least there were potential stuff to do at this. I think it's kind of unfair. I think like, a lot of the critique. I don't know. How do you guys feel?
I think they could have been.
I have a story about this. Actually,
I think they could have been a little more prepared for all the people that probably wanted to play 10th edition. Maybe they could only give up 5 tables. I feel like maybe they could have given more than 5 tables. I don't know. When you're releasing the most popular game, you would imagine that everyone would want to take a peek at the new game and tell other buddies about it. So I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like it was probably a miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I waited in lines one time at LVO, in the low line, as I like to call it. And
like for reg, like just to like get your badges and shit.
Yeah. Or like event registration and everything like that, like you had to do back in the day before BCP let you do it online and all that and all that.
Literally, just Frankie's mom just frantically checking people. Yeah,
that's exactly what happened. But the problem with this line was it was too long, and John and I had really big drinks, and so by the time we actually got up to the front, we were both plastered.
Yes,
and so that was the last time I didn't get the big spender ticket. I think that's well worth your value, especially if you can avoid some line time.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I was gonna say like there's some VIP tickets out there. Like Frontline's got the high roller package at LVO. I'm pretty sure Nova has a equivalent. Maybe I'm making that up.
Yeah, Adepticon has the nepotism package.
Is that real?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. I mean, that would suggest what's the word? Self-awareness. But
clearly they don't. Yeah.
But I mean, like this was a pretty good flight. I mean, I think you definitely got it was a good $1,000 mystery box if you have $1,000 to spend on a random assortment of things.
That's cool.
Yeah. So cool. I like the ticket. I remember when I saw the ticket at first, I'm like, nah, that sounds like a VIP ticket. I liked it. Although apparently there was also another very long line to get your VIP ticket. A lot of VIPs shelling out the $1,000 or whatever, 1,000 quid. But that's all right. So like with all the tension at the event, we have a friend of the show, Hellstorm Mikey, out there helping, maybe provide a little bit of relief to convention goers. Look, he said on Twitter, look, I know conventions can be stressful. So if anyone is attending Warhammer Fest, come and see me and I'll relieve you with free head. Hashtag
Perfect.
free head at fest. Now,
Yeah.
Dicky, what do you think he's talking about here?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say what he's talking about.
Now, pre-show, Tech Priest Dicky was pretty sure he was referring to fellatio here, the act of.
Yeah.
I
was a bit worried.
The non-sexual sexual act, depending on what side of the Bill Clinton impeachment trial you come down on.
Yeah.
But in fact, some of us may have been disappointed to discover that in fact these are Hellstorm Mikey resin printed heads.
Yeah.
That he was willing to give you guys.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a free head.
Danny, would you want head from Hellstorm Mikey, or would you prefer your own head?
You know, that's a great question. I think to honor Mikey, I would definitely take some head from him, maybe more than once. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I think they're great. I love using my own head, but you know, sometimes it's good to switch it up a little bit and kind of really see what's out there, play the field, so to speak.
That's true. So if you guys are ever at Warhammer Fest and you have successfully queued, made it to the front of the line, gotten into a bathroom stall, what you want to do is just tap that neighbor's stall's foot.
Yep.
Underneath the separator. And then, next thing you know, beautifully resin printed head.
The old Belgian curtsy, as they like to say.
Oh,
sure. Moving along.
Yeah.
Friend of the show. I don't think we've ever actually had Robbo on this show.
We should get him on.
And the latest RougeHobbies. Danny, you want to read this one?
So yeah, anyway, the seal on your armor is from the something campaign.
Ben Darren.
And the armor wasn't used till at least something. Clendathu, is that what it says?
Yeah, it's just made up words.
So it's cool. You tried, but it's not accurate. Fantastic.
Oh, so good.
So this is of course at Sughammer. Louise Sugden doing a little cosplay at Fest as a sister of battle. The thing that stood out to me on this one was most of it. She just borrowed this from a friend, and I don't know about you fellas, but like, the concept of being able to like know someone that has clothing that could fit me is just like, it's just never something that ever would occur to me. But like, oh, maybe I could borrow a shirt from someone. Just never enters my mind. So that is like the most notable thing from this whole thing for me.
Yeah,
people only want me to wear their clothes when it's a joke. So I totally get you, though. I mean, it's a little disappointing that she didn't put in that little extra bit of effort to be fully authentic. But,
yeah,
you know, like
absolutely.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So yeah, this is good. Also, quick shout out to Rob's shirt at the Warhammer Fest, which I believe is a clenched fist and the slogan above it that says "Organize, Unionize."
Yep.
It's not an Imperial Fist shirt. It's really important that you guys know that.
No, this is just like perhaps like this is a high tier Games Workshop troll.
It's very subtle.
Out of the park.
It's very subtle,
and it's not subtle at all. And frankly, I don't know how. Anyway, I don't want to. We're gonna get off the unionization tip.
Yeah.
Again, Square Bass, if you wish, you can tune in Thursdays on the Honest Wargamer, and Rob and I will talk about the benefits of unionizations for overworked retail staff. But anyway,
you don't have to talk about the releases. There's nothing to talk about, so you might as well talk about that. Jesus.
But I digress. That was hilarious. That was one of two pro union shirts that Rob wore. Two more.
I'm shocked that he has more than one pro union shirt.
I'm surprised.
Just kidding. I'm not shocked at all.
I was gonna say. I thought maybe they would be like, remove that shirt, sir. He just takes it off. It's just another union shirt underneath it. Perfect.
Well, you know, you just walk around like bare chested instead, like yeah.
Just with
eating soup. Yeah.
Just eating soup.
Perfect.
We're going where we're going. John did not give us any breadcrumbs, so this was going to be a surprise to all of us. Here we go to the next slide.
Okay.
This Barbie is beautiful inside and out. Barbie And then what looks to be one of the new Tyranid models.
Yep.
It is.
Yep. Danny, take it away.
Well, this model in particular is one of the new Barbgaunt models. And I think that the joke that John is trying to make here, he's trying, guys, is that this looks like the Mattel symbol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the joke. That's
that was the joke. Not that it was a barbed. Oh.
I don't know what else. Like, I mean, maybe he thinks this model's ugly.
It looks pretty ugly.
So,
maybe it's just the fact that one has Barb. Cool. They both have Barb in it. Maybe that's the joke. Let's move along.
Oh, maybe that's the joke.
Yeah,
it might be just that.
Jesus,
might just be that.
It's literally just one thing.
Let's move along here.
Yep,
please.
This one we've got a caption surrounding. There's two things. One is I don't know the names of either of these things. Dicky.
One's the new Tyranid model that just got released, and the other one is Venom Crawler.
And one's a Venom. It said the caption is, "Hey, can I copy your homework? Sure, just make it look different so that it doesn't look like you just copied it." And then the other person says, "Sure thing." Yeah, the posing, okay, yeah. I mean, one is a spider, and the other one is an alien, like a mechanical chaos spider, and the other one is a fleshy, exomorph spider.
This isn't the first time we've seen models like this, right, Danny? Like, we've seen, not exact carbon copies, but similar posing.
This is the same pose the Arachnarok is in.
Oh. But that's a way bigger model, though, isn't it?
I think the pose is a spider pose. I think that's... Okay, well.
Back up, like ass up, head down.
But even the way the legs are situated, it does look very... very similar.
To the point on the Arachnarok, especially with the Chaos Spider here, the Arachnarok literally stands on a log with its rear legs like that. Almost identically to that. That is interesting. That's a good point.
Spiders only have one pose, someone said in chat.
Yes. They're not very versatile modelers.
All right, that's interesting. So Tyranid release in general got a lot more detail around it. We got another look here at a Zoanthrope and an old Zoanthrope and the new not Zoanthrope.
Yeah, that's the what is that thing called? The Neurotyrant.
Oh,
okay.
He's so cool.
He's very
cool. It does look like the old Zoanthrope.
So yeah, especially you can see the way they took the brain. Those are the old what would that be? I guess it's 3rd edition 40K Zoanthrope, probably.
No,
is that 3rd?
Well,
edition?
he was in 3rd edition, but he came out in 2nd.
Is that a stinger? Does he have a stinger? Yeah. Okay.
It's really important to me that you know that that's a stinger.
Okay.
Not because that's what it looks like, but because that it's just a stinger.
Does the new model have a stinger?
It's Tyranid peen, probably. They do put a lot of not so subtle peens on a lot of models. Nagash, for example, has a boner, like a literal bone penis.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty neat. Yeah, and then so this is a comment that I kind of want to get to here. Remember we were talking about the Terminators and Primaris Marines and how Terminators were an evolution Primaris Marines were an evolution of tactical Marines, but the Terminators were just larger Terminators, and then how they do that a lot in the lines where they just replace 1-to-1 various models.
Yeah,
I find it interesting with these Tyranids. They're doing the Primaris thing where they're giving you a tactical Marine with a flamethrower, but calling it an Infernus Marine instead of a Marine with flamer. So you have this is just an HQ version of a Zoanthrope. When Zoanthropes were already kind of HQs, weren't they?
They are. Well, there was the Neurothrope.
Neurothrope, yeah. So it's just it seems like they're taking units that they have and just sort of giving them newish names.
Is that IP purposes or is it just cooler?
I don't know. Talk amongst yourselves.
So his fluff is interesting. He kind of really extends the shadow of the warp specifically. So I'm sure that the difference there will be in that aspect of it, whatever that ends up being for Tyranids.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't actually seen a Synapse creature data sheet yet, so we don't know what that looks like.
He's super cool.
He's got a great model.
I think it
love
looks
the
lovely.
model.
I think like this whole starter set looks like a real knockout, to be quite frank.
Oh, and the price on it I've heard is
Competitive.
Yeah, I heard it's $250. So
price to move.
Yeah, I think that's a great deal for what you get. I think that's the same as Indominus, isn't it?
I've never really bought the starters because I haven't been into Necrons. I certainly don't like Nurgle and like Primaris stuff. I don't know.
We got to find that 10th edition army for the Val.
well, we can talk about. There's some interesting 10th edition related stuff that does come out. Let's just do one final react to probably the biggest one, like the biggest homage, straight up grade model that we've got.
For sure.
Dicky, scroll it up. Boom. Screamer Killer. Woo. Inbound. Look at this guy.
Fantastic model.
The top guy's fantastic. I agree.
I like them both.
Yeah, I think they're both great.
It is amazing how true to the original Screamer Killer Carnifex the new model is in this new sculpt. And I think by being true to it, the absurdity of it does come across a lot. But I don't know. It still made it look like a fearsome model.
So badass looking, yeah.
Man, he really looks like an Ultralisk now from StarCraft.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
That's fascinating. He also, by the way, has the stinger penis.
He does have a stinger penis.
Of course he does. It's a Tyranid model. This guy has one too. It's just tucked.
Yeah, he's got it
right on his.
Yeah, I do see that.
Yeah,
tucked stinger penis.
He was doing a lip sync routine.
Stinging. Let me put that. He's been doing the old soggy bone.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I think this one has been sort of universally praised in general. Like the Tyranid, I've heard people I feel trying to dislike the Tyranids. I think the worst that they're coming up with is like the Gaunts. They're like, well, would I really want those new Gaunts?
Yeah.
It's like the Orc Boys, right?
Exactly. Like if I was starting an Orc army, I would want the new Orc Boys. If I'm not, then I'll take them and leave them.
So Nid's had one of the oldest ranges, I would believe, like right now, right? Close to.
It's mostly from third. Yeah, that's probably true. Other than like Eldar.
I don't know how. If you're a Nid player, you're not happy with these changes. Like really, these guys look awesome. Like they look terrifying. So yeah, for sure. Stinger penis, no.
Kits, so you'd hope that you might see some additional stuff with the releases, and we'll talk codexes in a minute. But now we'll go next to the Primaris side of the release, because of course it's Marines versus.
Yep.
We're not going to deviate from that script.
Smart.
Yeah.
Roll it up, Dicky.
Oh, boop, boop.
Rolled it up too much.
Oh.
We got a Dreadnought with a fucking tactical rock.
Solid.
Wow.
Do we have the? No, we don't have the flowchart. I saw there was a great flowchart. I thought of the Dreadnought where they took the old box Dreadnought and then the not Cataphracti. What do they call the other version of the Dreadnought? That's just a
Castaferum Dreadnought.
Yeah,
oh,
and then they just sort of you take the top from the box.
Oh,
Dreadnought.
Contemptor.
Yeah, it's just a box Dreadnought with Contemptor legs, and I was like, it's a box Dreadnought with Contemptor legs. That being said, I love it. I think it looks great.
Cool.
I love the box Dreadnought, and the Redemptor period is badass as hell in my books.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
Ballistus Dreadnought. I think he's okay.
Yeah,
he's a little leggy. Normally that would be a plus, but
you're not a leg guy, Danny.
No, I'm. I mean, I haven't seen what his back looks like, so.
Oh. Okay.
Looks like he's got a bit of a flat ass. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure he does.
Do we think that like how long until Forge World sells a left arm and right arm kit so you can quad wield the las cannons? Will we see that?
I hope so.
With a 3D print company, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, but again, like this is probably its own. I'd be interested to see how this data slate is handled too, because like, is this going to be its own entry? Is it going to be a modified version of the Redemptor?
I believe I've seen this data sheet. I can't. Yeah. I think they showed it, but I can't remember.
Yeah, they did. He's got some powerful weapons.
Yeah.
He's got the strength 12 on his last cannon, strength 10 if he fires rockets.
When linked. Too.
Oh yeah, and no, the ballistic glass cannon is not twin linked.
Oh.
Neither is the missile launcher.
Oh.
Now we see some interesting you bring up the las cannons. If we go to the next slide, we're going to see some interesting speculation here The holes aren't drilled, but painted on the las cannons.
Devastated.
Devastated. A commenter on our Warhammer said, "Is this real? Are the nipples on the Batman costume in this case like just a light trick? You think they're going to do like I feel like all barrels that GW does these days are pre-drilled. This would be a shock to me if this is in fact a painting trick.
They do look painted.
Yeah, they appear to be just dots.
Yeah,
they do not appear to be drilled. So who knows if this is like an early concept model? Maybe maybe it's 3D printed. It doesn't have all the stuff that they wanted on the main model. I don't know. But that is a possibility.
Well, it's a possibility. We're only speculating here, folks. But you know what? Let's stop speculating for a second. Let's pull over to the side of the road. Let's reach into that glove box, and let's pull out our friend, the Codex roadmap. What do you say, Dicky?
Whoa, what?
Let's do this.
Let's unfold this.
Who's in charge of this?
This is a trifold here. This is the sneak peek on the roadmap of 10th edition Codex release order.
It's a real shocker.
Yeah. We're kicking off with Tyranids and Space Marines in the autumn of 2023, which actually that is a bit shocking. So what the hell are they doing in the rest of the summer? Because I mean, like I know 8th edition anyway. Death Guard and Space Marines dropped in July. I want to say July, August.
Yeah, so it will have 10th edition will have the index system. So I wonder if they can kind of rest a bit after the release and kind of just worry about 10th edition, and then they can move into codexes in autumn. But so they did show that every army is going to have little cards, data sheet cards.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be able to play like right from day one. So maybe they just don't feel the pressure to get the codexes out there really early.
Am I crazy, or do I remember the data slates getting released PDF form as well online at the drop of the edition?
No,
I think that's a thing. I think no.
It wasn't when
you had to buy the book. I think.
Yeah.
Not in 8th edition you did, but I think in this case, I feel like the like initial launch rules are free.
Yes.
Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty neat. That's pretty nifty. However, so if we scroll down another one here, we'll see the rest of the roadmap for the first year.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on this, guys?
Oof. That's pretty slow.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking slow, guys. I had to swear. Drop the big effer on that one.
No editing
That's
that
slow.
one.
That's slow. What? How many factions in 40K?
20 something.
20 something.
24, 25, 26.
Are you counting Marine armies as separate factions?
Well, only the ones that usually are separate. So, because we're also
anymore.
Dark Angels getting separated out again. Hilarious. This seems crazy to me.
Yeah.
Presented without context, and we don't know the we don't know. Like they could do a better job with like ongoing like GT packs and stuff to like give everyone some like help as like the codex disparity starts, but like this is a trickle pace.
Yeah, but guys, they got so much old world to get to. Maybe they don't have all this time.
Maybe that's what I need to remember and not be so harsh on them.
They can be harsh.
What
This is a show to be harsh on them.
Well, why do I have to be harsh?
We're not be harsh at all. I'm concerned for the sweetness of 10th edition is all.
Yeah.
I I don't disagree with you. I'm not happy about this release schedule. Like I think this is definitely a mistake on their part.
If at face value, like I don't want to like completely jump off the handle because we don't know, for example, what's going on with the app.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if the codexes exist. Like if the codexes are the only way that new rules are released, maybe they'll find a way to refresh stuff outside of codex releases. Like there are many intelligent ways to like solve the creep problem that like has, I think, fundamentally caused some discomfort in playing the game in the entire history of them releasing new editions.
Yeah, it is a bit. You're right. Like, clearly the codexes are going to be more powerful than the indexed versions, right? We have to assume that.
Generally the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a World Eaters player, I don't see my faction on there, so I don't know when I'm going to be released. So it is interesting. Will I have stratagems?
Eldar.
No Eldar. Like, what will we have stratagems to use in the meantime? Like, there's a lot of.
You will.
Yeah.
Notably,
For
no
sure you will.
Imperial Guard.
Yeah. No guard. No
Yeah,
World
no
Eaters.
IG. Brutal.
Like if your Imperial Guard get a codex and there's no addition to play it, did they get a codex?
Yeah. Oof.
It's a bit rough. I don't know, guys. Like I don't like being salty about other people, like, what do they say, yucking other people's yum or whatever. But like, this feels at face value a little lame, and I'm concerned.
Let's examine it a little bit, right? Like, what actually is going to come in a codex? So far, all we know for sure is that there's going to be new detachments in the codex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And crusade rules.
Yeah, and
so you're missing out on detachments. That's basically what these other codexes will have.
And those detachments have associated stratagems, and maybe some new juiced up units. With new model releases.
That's also true. They may have new units in the codexes that aren't in the in their index release. So
this is what might maybe give context and hope, is like perhaps they are committed to the data slates as released in their card form and in the like at the outset, and like those things are meant to be either errated or fairly firm as the game progresses, and the codexes maybe only bring in new elements, but not like, because like the index to the codex, like you would see like complete changes to like core, like all units, like you could see layers being added, like rules being added, and point changes swinging significantly. Like codexes would completely shake up an army. Is it possible that these codexes aren't as disruptive as they've been in the past?
I hope so.
So I did want to touch on show Sherman. He said what they did reveal is each codex will actually have new model. Like there will be a new model, a new unit per codex with the release. So to answer, I guess, your original question, maybe the codex will be that disruptive. If there's a brand new kick-ass unit in the book, maybe.
Come on, man.
Well,
it's a stretch.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, because if they're like they're solving for a few like structural, systematic things, I think pretty well so far with what they've been leaking about 10th edition or sharing with us about 10th edition. So like to not have like a pretty good new game plan for the codex creep problem, quote unquote.
Yeah.
To not have that, like at least some sort of a way to mitigate it, I would be surprised, because they are really addressing some fundamental stuff with the game. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh,
it's a plastic deck lancer. Does anyone care?
I think it's cool.
I think it's really cool.
Otherwise,
yeah, I don't think I'll buy it though.
I think
it's a little late.
Sure. Do you think the Horus Heresy people are losing it over this? Any Horus Heresy people in chat?
Knights are so bad in Heresy.
Okay.
Maybe
well,
this
maybe not
Knight's
this one.
so good.
Yeah, maybe not him, but he already has stats, so
maybe he's bad. Oh, well.
It's as if 1,000 bootleggers in China suddenly cried out. Yeah, that's all that made me think of. Yeah. Okay, moving along. It's time for Falcon Fiction, everybody.
Jeez.
Now the big question is, which button on my soundboard is this recording? So those of you who didn't join us last week when we did this, Peter the Falcon is obviously a friend of the show, legend in the competitive Warhammer 40K community, and often make the time that we record the show. So he's chipped in some readings of fan fiction that he's done for us and laid down and recorded. So generous with his time, just can't quite make the show. So here we go.
I see.
Falcon Fiction with the Falcon.
A battle, nay a war, raged inside the warp. The Grey Knights of the Emperor versus the demonic legions of the ruinous powers, led by the greatest heretic in all the history of the Imperium of Man, Karn the Betrayer. Currently, he was in a battle against 3 separate Grey Knights, armed with his great chain axe and Khorne's blessing. He just wouldn't die.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. Is that all you pathetic creatures have? I am Karn the Betrayer, chosen by Karneth himself. You are naught to me. Ah ha ha ha. He laughed as he slew yet another paladin. However, he failed to notice the warp storm that was swiftly approaching. The Grey Knights, however, did and began to retreat. Come back here, cowards. I'll gut you like the rats you are, Karn bellowed. Then he heard it. The cracking of reality, the ripping of time. He turned and stood, rooted to his spot by the greatest warp storm ever conjured. I am chosen by Khorne, greatest of the chaos gods. This puny storm cannot kill me. Yet still he ran all the same, not wishing to be pieced back together by Khorne. However, before he could reach cover from the warp storm, a heavy bolter round struck him in his Achilles tendon. Ha, as if that will He was cut off by the sounds of 7 storm bolters opening fire on him, riddling him with bullets. He fell, oozing blood from just about everywhere. Ha, is at all you got? He managed to sputter out before the warp storm caught up to him, enveloping him. He saw nothing and everything. He felt his wounds healing, then reopening, and then being healed and open at the same time. For any other, this would have caused them pain. To Karn, it was nothing. Ha 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 ha, you'll have to try harder than that, Storm.
Man,
As if to mock him, it did. It began to fling him around, realities flashing in and out of existence. And then, it tore open a rift through realities, to one that the chaos gods could not touch, and flung Karn into it. As it closed, all beings, demons, and Grey Knights alike swore they could hear the echoing laughter of Tzeentch. Karn is gone. I can no longer feel his warp presence, stated Khorne. Indeed, but as to where is he now, said Slaanesh. I took it upon myself to remove him from the great game. I sent him somewhere we cannot touch, guarded jealously by 2 others. Do not be angry, brother, then. They all turned back to the game at hand. After all, the loss of one must mean the acquisition of another. So is the nature of the great game. Karn awoke only to find himself falling towards a forest. I can no longer feel Khorne's blessing, nor the warp, nor any of the ruinous powers. I am free at last, he thought as he fell towards the forest. He soon landed, breaking many of his bones and creating a massive furrow in the ground as well as a crater. Ow, he simply stated before looking around him.
Ow.
This was not the warp, nor was it any planet he had been on, in order to be free of the chaos god's influence and have no warp presence. He lay there as his broken bones healed and asked one very simple question. Now where in the galaxy am I?
Is that the end? John, is this... Seriously?
I guess we have to answer it?
That's a cliffhanger.
Wow.
Oh. Well, you know, that was good, because I was really waiting for the Nazi stuff to start based on Pete's picks last week. And I'm pretty relieved. We kind of got out of that unscathed.
Dodged the bullet there.
Ooh. Wow.
Well,
good old Karn.
Where did I was
I
obviously again, I was going Nazi stuff, so I just thought he was dropping into the Battle of the Bulges in the Ardennes Forest. That's what I was picturing.
I was hoping for like a Die Hard crossover, to be honest with you.
I was
Chat,
thinking,
where did you see Karn dropping into? Where did he parachute
people are
into?
saying My Little Pony World.
Why is this section asks Alex? Well, good question, because we're just following someone else's plan is the answer there, and I take no responsibility for it, although I love the bit, won't lie. Also, bit disjointed, because this probably should have ended the show. But we do have. Do we want to talk missions? Because that was one of the big reveals of the 10th edition, or shall we save that for next week? Save for next week.
I'm happy to save more content.
Let's keep building it up. Let's keep building up content a little bit. We got stuff we can talk about next week. We'll end it with the Falcon fiction. Can we go back to the studio, Dicky? There we go. I think pretty much a successful pirate radio episode. What about you guys?
I'm happy about it.
Yeah, you killed it, buddy.
That's good.
You murdered it.
Well, I mean, it's nothing vindictive. I wasn't trying to hurt the show. I was simply trying to shepherd it.
And you didn't use your voice thing that often too, which is impressive.
Oh, you mean my auto-tune button?
Yeah.
You have an auto-tune button?
John left the show. He left the show. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. That was pretty good.
Glad I reminded you.
It's the Kanye. You know, Kanye West hasn't gotten any weird stuff on the internet, has he?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yes. Lots.
Kanye definitely going to be appearing in a future edition of Falcon Fiction. I can almost guarantee it. A lot of crossover interests in the fanfic / Kanye West tweet universe. All right, so maybe it's time to wrap this one up from all of us here at Grim After Dark. I want you to remember that it's pretty grim.
Are you trying to remember it? What happened? Did your brain stop working?
The other part of it? Thanks, T-Pain.
Oh, man. Thanks, all our supporters.
Yeah.
Thank you, supporters. Holy shit, we got a lot of.
You can bring that down an octave, buddy.
Yeah, got calmed
It's
down.
auto-tune, not auto something else. I don't know. Sherman M. David T. Miguel F. Nika.
Well, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for joining, man.
Thanks, everyone. All right, bye, guys.
Could have just ended the show there.